couple of months ago, a man came to me seeking some coaching advice on the topic of his relationship. He was divorced for 2 years already, and he wanted to find a new love, new partner, new intimacy, but he couldn't. And while he was sharing his struggle, I noticed something very interesting. He still had his wedding ring on his finger. He hadn't taken it off, even after all this time. You don't have to be a coach or a psychologist to realize that, he is stuck. He's stuck in his old relationship, in his old identity, unable to move forward. And the truth is, we all get stuck. We get stuck in the relationships that no longer serve us. We get stuck in careers. We get stuck in ideas about ourselves or what is good for us. And in my background as an entrepreneur and in my coaching practice later, I came to realize that getting unstuck is one of the most important skills to, have fun in life and enjoy it and thrive. As a founder, one of the hardest decisions one can take is the one related to letting go of key employees that are no longer a fit for a company. And this idea, it feels terrifying because you don't have a new person yet who's going to fulfill this person's role. This person has a lot of knowledge, responsibilities, and blah, blah, blah. But deep inside, it's not working anymore. It's just like, it doesn't match with the company, with the culture, with the team. And you don't know how to move forward. And you delay, and you delay, and you delay, and you delay, and you postpone. And it's only later that I came across a research that, where the researchers investigated this case, this scenario, and they asked many founders 3 weeks after they made this key decision of letting, employees go, what were their top reflections. And the number one was, why haven't we done it sooner? And my experience, I totally get it. It's very much the same. And it's not only about letting go of key employees. It's like, how long do we keep ourselves stuck in the relationship, or we are not letting go of some people from our lives, or we are not letting ourselves into something new because we have something old. There is this metaphor of like leap of faith, right? It's like you jump and both of your legs are in the air and there is no support. It's like you say no to something, but you don't have your yes figured out. So I look at it differently. I say, this no, the moment you realize there is a no inside you, the moment you realize it's a no-go, this no stands right behind your back as the very solid piece of support you can rely on any time. You don't have to know your yes in order to move forward. Your no is enough. The second misconception I come across quite often is very well summarized by the question you probably all try to answer. Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years? Personally, I hate this question because not a single time in my life I was able to get it right. And I'm going to share my example. So 2009, I'm a typical IT manager in a huge corporation based in Moscow. 2011, I'm failing my first startup and my first marriage in Silicon Valley. 2017, my clients include Uber, Adidas, the New York Times, and I get invited for breakfast with Mark Zuckerberg as a valuable partner. 2019, I'm in the midst of my personal crisis, deep emotional breakdown, dancing, in golden tides, in Ubud, in Bali, at ecstatic dance, trying to figure out what's going on in life. 2021, I'm studying shamanism and building my coaching practice. 2024, I'm back to entrepreneurship, integrating all of the experiences I've had in the past. And the point here is, if you'd ask me at any point of my life, and you ask me, okay, Dima, what's your best guess about how your life's gonna look like in next 3, 4, 5 years? I would always get it wrong. And I would never imagine that I would turn from IT manager into a startup person, and then from startup person to a shaman, and then from shaman back to entrepreneur. I start to laugh when I share it with you. But the point is, this is where a lot of people get stuck. And in my personal experience, on my path, the most painful transition moments were those where I didn't want to let my old identity go, and I tried to resist the transition. And sometimes, we get stuck in these ideas of who we are in the future, or what society wants us to be in the future. We get stuck in them so that it stagnates our growth and movement. Another example from a client of mine, a woman in her mid-30s, very successful, good work and life balance. She comes to me with something that looks like a, simple career question. She asks me, she wants to find her next bold move in her career. And she's thinking maybe, it's a new role, maybe it's a new company, or even a new industry. So as we speak, I notice that, there's a subtle shift in her body, in her posture, when she speaks about the moment she comes back home. And then, I keep asking her questions, and then her voice softens when she speaks about her husband. So I asked her to go deeper and explore the sensation in the body, and all of a sudden she breaks in tears. Because she looks at me and she says, I am afraid to admit it, but I have just realized that it's not the next bold career move that I'm looking for. I want to have kids. And that was very powerful for her, because her idea of herself just got dissolved in that moment. It just blew up. And then whole new dimension opened up, something that's just been suppressing for so long, the desire to start family. It's beautiful. And I just can't help but think quite often we have this idea of ourselves, and we think we need to push hard, and we push hard, and then we push harder, but then it's like pushing on a door that opens by pulling on it. The next misconception I hear a lot, and I'm gonna just quote what is that I hear from people tell me. Many people say, I need to find my superpower to be successful. And it's only when I find it, then things start to fall in line for me. And I wish I had a simple answer for you. Over there, there's a corner, there's a spider. Just go there, it bites you. Next morning, you wake up like superhero. But it doesn't work this way, right? The superpower is not something you find. The superpower is something that emerges from within, from the experience that you have. It's like what's before superpower? It's competence. What's before competence? It's repetition. What's before repetition? It's the very first step. Another story of a client of mine, a woman in her 50s. She's coming to me after having a 25-year-long marriage, and she comes to me and she says, I am afraid that I will no longer be able to find my new love, because she thought that her beauty, her youth, her superpower was in the past. It was in the old days that are gone now. So I gave her a challenge. I asked her to strike up a conversation every day with a man, different man, about sex. Not in a way like, hey, how are you doing? Did you have sex today? No, never mind. But in a naturally unfolding, organic way. And then at first, she hated it. She's like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's scary, and I'm full of shame. But then, gradually she starts to embrace it, like bit by bit, and she starts to have these conversations. And that was her first step to actually build this beautiful, flirting, playful, feminine energy that sparks, in a contact with another man. 4 months later, she sends me a picture. She lost 10 kilograms. She found a new partner. And she's just glowing, this is something you don't mistake. It's just this beauty of a woman who rediscovered herself. But she didn't just find herself, she built herself step by step through action. And I have the last one for you. Maybe you're not gonna like it, but I'm still gonna, say it. People, they listen to all the crazy ideas that I have for them, and they're like, okay, we will do it if we're gonna get what we want. And it's a basic human needs. We all want guarantees, right? We want guarantees as a way to, if I do that scary something, then it's gonna be better for me. Like we all want safety, and we all want certainty. And because of that, we fall into the trap of stuckness again. Because we try to control the outcome too much. We don't end failing relationships. We do not change careers because we want the guarantees that the next career is going to be more successful than this one. We don't follow our hearts to do some crazy things in life. And we don't follow our hearts because we want guarantees that if we do this crazy thing, we're still not going to be rejected by other people. But the truth is, there are no guarantees. And there will never be. Because it's not the guarantee of success that moves us through life. It's the ability to move without having one. And when we step into the unknown, when we take this action, when there is no certainty, we build this capacity of ourselves to navigate through life's vulnerability. And we're training ourselves to thrive, not because we have all the answers in life. We're training ourselves to thrive because we learn that the real power lies in the movement itself. And I want all of you to, right now, do a deep inhale with me and hold your breath. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And hold it. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. Feel the discomfort in your body. Feel this urge. Keep holding. This is how this stuckness feels like. And now exhale. Yes, yes. Feel the flow, feel the beauty of the movement. This is how your first step feels like. So what's your first step? Thank you.